Hello, I know I just posted a video in the last 24 hours and you guys are not used to seeing my beautiful face this much, but this is a story I just had to tell as soon as I figured it out, as soon as I found it out. I got right to working on the script. I'm here now talking to you. I don't know when it's going to be posted, but just know I try to do it as soon as possible. This story, I don't even really feel comfortable telling it because I am talking about sexual assault today, and even worse, they're minors, and I really don't like having sexual talk in the same sentence with minors, but it happened, so we have to talk about it. Today, I'm going to be talking about Ashley Burns. She is a TikToker. I did not know who she was. She has 2.7 million followers on TikTok, so she's a huge influencer. She's another 17-year-old TikToker with little to no clothes and a suspicious amount of following. Of course, I'm referring to Piper Raquel. I don't know many Gen Z influencers. I don't get on TikTok. I don't do any of this stuff. So every time I find out about one, it's like news to me. But Piper Raquel, I did know who she was because I was going to make a video about how her mom has been pimping her out since she was 12 years old. I never did make that video. I might make it. I did actually address her in my Bob House video. She was a 17-year-old minor who visited the Bob House. I talked about how her mom pimped her out for like 2 minutes, I think. But I did want to make a whole video about it because it is a long story. But she's not what I'm talking about today. I got sidetracked. Today, like I said, we're talking about Ashley Burns and what happened. What supposedly happened, because this is all alleged. I'm not stating this as fact. I'm stating this how the people who came forward has said it, what they are accusing Ashley Burns of, and that is how I am going to tell you. All of this is alleged. I am not about to get sued by a 17-year-old. You can keep that. Thank you. This all started on Tuesday, July 15th, when another TikToker, Brad Mason, posted a series of story times on TikTok. He stated that on July 7th, him, Ashley, her roommate, another girl, and Capri, who is another TikToker who was dating Raquel. I know him because he was dating Raquel. So they all went to a hotel room together. And Ashley offers them all a drink. They all say no. She keeps pressuring them until they start drinking. You will find out just how bad Ashley's substance abuse is at 17 years old. Brad is given a thing that he thinks is an edible. He finds out later that's not an edible. He never says what it is, but it's not an edible. At this point, the random girl leaves, and Ashley is kind of pulling every individual person in the bathroom for a one-on-one conversation for some reason, but she pulls Brad in. And please remember, these people are 17. I feel so uncomfortable saying this because they are 17. I'm 25 years old. I don't talk to 17-year-olds except my fucking nephew. That is the only 17-year-old I talk to. But even then, this is so... Ashley tells Brad she wants a two-man with him and Capri, and then says Capri and Raquel's relationship isn't even real. It's just for TikTok. It's TikTok fake. When Ashley pulls a roommate in for this one-on-one conversation, Brad tells Capri's everything she said, and Capri says, that's not true. Me and Raquel are in love. Ashley comes out of the bathroom and tells Capri, oh, you might have to stay the night. And Capri says, yeah, I'm really drunk. These people are 17, by the way. 17. And she was like, you can only stay if you sleep in the same bed as me. Capri says no. Ashley goes in the bathroom to change. She changes from a sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt to a crop top and shorts. When she comes out after she gets changed, she sprays this like pheromone perfume, and if you don't know what that is, it makes you turned on. It gets you turned on. I was gonna say another word, but I don't think I can say it on here, and I'm not gonna say it. We're not talking about 17-year-olds. So she sprays this. After that, she goes in that same drawer that she got the perfume from and gets gummies. She shoves one in the roommate's mouth. She tries to shove one in Brad's mouth. He doesn't want one. I think he takes a small bite out of it. That's what I heard. And then she tells him, oh, can you just take one so Capri can take one because I want to get with him tonight. And I don't even have to mention that is rape by coercion, rape by substance abuse. It is sexual assault. If you purposely try to get someone fucked up so that you can have sex with them, that is rape. That's sexual assault by definition. So she gives Capri this gummy and he doesn't take it. He kind of takes it and tosses it behind him, but no one knew about this until his story time on TikTok when he announced it. They started to play truth or dare, and Ashley keeps daring people to make out with everyone, and they keep saying no, But then they dare Ashley to make out with the roommate for some reason, and they said it was a joke, but I'm not victim blaming. Why would you even dare her to do that? Obviously, she was down to do that. She was trying to get some type of action. She was going to do it. Why would you put that roommate in that situation? So she does it, and the roommate is uncomfortable and she pulls away, and Ashley grabs her by her neck and pulls her back in for another kiss. After this, Ashley, for some reason, goes to the bathroom again, and Capri and the roommate literally talk about how they might get sexually assaulted tonight and they need to leave. That is crazy to even think that, like, you were in that situation and you were smart enough to know that might happen and you need to leave. Ashley then tries to force herself onto Capri, which, say it with me, is sexual assault. The roommate leaves during this whole thing, but Ashley does not detail it because she continues to try to get with him. And he finally leaves, and that leaves Brad and Ashley. And Brad stays. He stays in the hotel room. He gets into bed, and Ashley's like, why don't you like me anymore like that? Oh, I need to lose weight for you. And gee, maybe it's because you just try to sexually assault his friend. Even if you won't even try to sexually assault him, you've been telling him all night how you want to get with Capri. Why would he still want to be interested in you like that, weirdo? And then, oh my god, and then, I'm laughing because it's so fucking uncomfortable. He gets into bed, and she gets into bed with him, and starts, like, masturbating. I don't know. I don't want to say that too loud. My son's in the room. But then he falls asleep. He blacks out. That's what he says. He says he was so exhausted he blacks out. That night, Ashley Burns committed multiple crimes, multiple felonies. It's crazy. And I think she should be held accountable for all those things. I don't think this should just be oh, she's so canceled. She's so canceled. Canceled on the internet. She needs to be canceled. No, she needs jail time. She committed crimes. She sexually assaulted someone and sexually harassed another person. I don't know if you can consider the masturbating on the bed sexual assault. Please let me know. But the next day, she goes to a college. Well, she's not in anymore, I heard she got kicked out of UCLA. So Brad goes to the drawer that she got the pheromone spray and the gummies out of, and he finds vibrators, handcuffs, and lube. This is at a hotel. This is not her side drawer in her bedroom. This was planned. She brought all those planned. This was premeditated. She was getting action. She really wanted action, whether they wanted it or not. So Brad calls her dad, who I have a lot to say about. And he's basically gaslighting him, manipulating him. Oh, she's struggling with substance abuse. Just cut her some slack. Just keep quiet. Sit down. Blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. And I'm going to get into her dad in a second. I'm going to get into all their parents in a second. But I want to address something. Brad is 17, I believe. He's a minor. I keep seeing people ask, like, oh, why didn't he leave? Why didn't they stick up for him? I'm 25, and I get so uncomfortable in situations, sexual situations, people I don't know, like people hitting on me. I don't like that. I can't stick up for myself. I definitely don't think I would be able to stick up for myself in a situation like that. I think that would be intimidating. And I'm an adult. I'm 25. I'm not 17. Not only that, he only has 380,000 followers compared to her 2.7 million. And I know that's like superficial or whatever, but it's really not, because he's a minor. He's trying to become TikTok famous. When you have someone at that magnitude, someone you want to be like, it's hard to tell them no. It's power dynamics. I talked about this in my last video with the CEO and the head of the HR department. It's a power dynamic. She has a lot more power than him. She has what he wants. So obviously he's going to be scared to say something, scared to piss her off, because it takes one TikTok video and he's done for, especially with all her followers. But I want to talk about the parents. Where the fuck are the parents in all of this? Why the hell do you have 5 minors in one hotel room by themselves? A minor that can get access to vibrators, lube, gummies, fucking handcuffs. What are you talking about? Like, how does she even have access to that? Why are you letting her have access to that? Why are you letting your daughter, your son, sleep in a room alone with no supervision of the opposite sex? I do think helicopter parents are a little too much, and I do believe teenagers should have some freedom. This is a little too much freedom. You can keep that. I'm 25, and I wouldn't even imagine that shit. Why is your daughter a functioning alcoholic at 17 years old? You have failed as a parent if your daughter is a functioning alcoholic at 17 years old. You care more about your daughter's fucking clout and her followers and the money she makes than getting your daughter some goddamn help. You see your daughter as nothing more than a cash cow, and now she is sexually assaulting her friends in a hotel room. You gotta go. You gotta die. I'm sorry. You gotta die. Like, you are raising a criminal, a disgusting criminal, and the only thing you have to say about it is, oh, just sit down. She's struggling. Shut the fuck up. Get her help then. Get her off fucking TikTok. Like, get her into a facility. But no, you won't do that because she'll be gone for an extended period of time. And how are you going to make your money then? How are you going to live off your minor daughter then? This is why I believe minors should not have their own social media account. You want to have a social media account in future? Someone older than 14 who can consent to being on your video, someone who's only on occasionally, go ahead. I sometimes think about having my niece on here, my 15-year-old niece. But I'm not going to have her every video. She's not going to have her own account. I'm not going to use her for money. You're sick. You're disgusting. Every parent who pimps out their kid for social media, every parent who lets their kid do shit like this, y'all need to die. I'm sorry. Y'all need to go on out. Go on out. You're lost hope. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta die. And I'm getting so frustrated I can't even talk. 3 minors were harassed and assaulted in that hotel room. 3 minors were drugged, forced to take edibles. This is not right, and I do feel kind of bad for Ashley Barnes because of her neglectful parents and how much pressure she probably has. But at the same time, she dug her own grave. She harassed and assaulted these 3 minors. She cannot take no for an answer. She is the problem at the end of the day. So no matter how bad I feel for her, she needs to do something. She needs to go to jail. She needs to get time. I don't care. I don't care that she's 17. I don't care that she's a TikToker. This is sick. She needs to be canceled and off the internet. She needs something. I'm sorry. And that is the end of my video. Thank you for listening to me. As always, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Feel free to like or even subscribe.